What's the worry with the politickers? Pfacebabyyy said Munchie like a baby mama that won't let it go. God damn. This blind ass fool, he just keeps going, you know? Whatevers. I said what I said, doggy. Some folks claim it was an imaginary op that Pface was arguing with. He was on live when he said the N-word with a hard R. But it wasn't nobody actually on the screen he was arguing with. It wasn't no video call or nothing. Dude could have been in the comments for all we know, but he for sure wasn't going back and forth with him on no live video. Pface fed up though. He ducked the interview with Munchie and Adam. He felt the pressure coming. He sat down with his peoples from the Raza. He felt more comfortable, you know? He addressed Munchie and a few other things. The name Pfacebabyyy influenced by Pfacebabyyy clearly. He racist, but he want to be down at the same time? How that work? That ain't making sense to me. Let's get into this. They keep on giving him excuses for the most part. That fool was a kid when he said that. Let it go already. But now, you can tell he doubling down on it. He ain't apologizing no more. This is a sick-ass fool. He's tired of the Levites holding it against him, Doc. Munchie said he over sitting down and talking with him. Let it be. Compton don't take care of the blood. But if you ask me, I think it'll make for some good content. Especially when Munchie get drunk and get depressing. Lil S.A. gonna get nervous and steal off on him. Or the TYG's gonna bounce up and stomp his ass out. It's gonna look like hopscotch.
Because you said in one of your, like in a clip, you said, like, nah, this fool's a blind fool. He gonna pull out the blind card. Like,
no, it's just I see him sending, telling, oh yeah, like instigating all this shit, like, and then he's like, oh, it's no longer a content. What's it called when you set that whatever, you know, whatever he feels like, and I already talked about it, you know, and then he's just dragging it on. Like I'm saying, he's like a better baby mama. Like, you know, like there's some shit like when you argue with your girl and she's still tripping. No, you still said that though, and she feels some type of way. Like what the else you want? So this fool said, oh, it's no longer Compton politics. All right, if it's no longer Compton politics, then why you're telling a fool from Compton in the interview, oh, he's from your city, so I feel like you should get down with him and all this shit. Since y'all from Boston, that's y'all need to settle that, all this shit. So that's when I learned, man, there's no arguing with this fool. First, he's blind, then he contradicts himself, and then he's a liar. So I'm like, what the fuck? Argue with this fool. He just has weird tendencies. That's all. He's just like a little, like, I don't know, he's just weird, bro. And think about it.
He's trying to get the content.
Bro, he grown, fool. Like, like, what the fuck think he gonna be worried about me for? Like, if I'm such a little boy that he's trying to, oh, you a little boy. If I'm such a little boy, why you worried about a little boy?
Yeah. He's on you. He's like obsessed with you right now.
And I'm not gonna lie, like, he said politics on camera, that's kind of nuts.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, dog. Like, that's why I'm, like, I don't even that shit, dog, because, like, it's just my mother's, dog. Straight up, all I see is my mother's, like, I don't play that, I don't play that little bullshit, all that, my mother bullshit, I don't do that shit. That's go mother
the
shit.
Hudas are liking that shit, like, hell yeah, politics on camera.
yeah, that's how I'm like, that shit, homie.
Yeah.
Damn.
What did you want you to do? Like apologize on camera? What is he?
Like, no, he just wants to talk about certain shit. He said, let's politic. He wants to understand more. If you really want to understand more of the situation that you feel some type of way, why you don't ever get at me personally? Yeah. He never once got at me personally. He wants to do it for a camera. That's when I realized you don't really feel some type of way. You're just doing it because it's on social media. And you see it's controversial and you see the atoms on it. So you're like, oh yeah, I could, I can help you, Adam. Like, man, like that's what I'm saying. That's just, comadre shit. I'm not playing my mother's, dog. He said, you say you don't do internet shit when you're kind of an influencer. Oh yes, you see me on social media, but I never have once said, hey, I'm an influencer. I'm an artist, homie. I do music. I'm not here to influence nobody. If I'm here to do shit like this, is to talk about music. As you see, we was talking, oh, you want to learn something about how I was doing my album, you want to learn something about my, whatever the other people don't know about me, this is just for my audience to get more in contact with me, to the person they listening to, dog. Yeah. So all this little influencer shit, I don't know where he got it from. Maybe one day I could be influencing people in a better way, but not that way, dog.
Yeah,
I try to clean it up.
And he was like, "Yeah, that was a younger me. I mean that." It is a crazy thing.
Saying the hard R is just like coming of age for a young Mexican, right?
Is it?
You got to get it out the way.
That's a question.
I mean,
You gotta get it out.
all races talk.
You up in here.
It kind of feels like that, though. Everybody got to go through this, I guess.
Let's be real.
No, not
all
of them.
races
that
say
shit
that
kinda-
shit, bro.
Look, man, unless you ain't been on that, like, unless you.
This nigga done got marked out.
Yeah, like.
That's the only way, because that shit is rare. They ain't running around
been in
saying that.
jail, and like on the streets, no. Unless your hood just beef with, but like in jail, yeah. 'Cause
I think Munchie has some serving to do because, just for a history lesson for the people out there, there was that awkward moment where P-Face came on the No Jumper show, had a little bit of a standoff with Ant. Not really a standoff, but you know,
Hell no.
calling it a standoff is like the most aggressive thing you could possibly call it. An awkward moment with Ant, and then got into a little bit of back and forth with Munchie online, right? And then we were supposed to do a podcast together. P-Face didn't show up. Then we talked about that on the podcast, and P-Face immediately reached out and said, like, hey, I ain't ducking nothing. I'm down to do the podcast, schedule it. So we scheduled it for yesterday. Munchie did the news at 12. We're supposed to do a podcast with P-Face at 2 p.m., I think, or 4 p.m. He did not come. We had another interview at 6. One of the Edgar boys in the office reached out to him and said, hey, are you coming? He said, I'm at a party. They're about to sing happy birthday. I'm going to come. He was already like an hour and a half late at that point. It's kind of a little offensive to think that we just had like so little going on that we could just wait a couple extra hours for you. But I know Munchie is not really feeling the fact that P-Face did not show up yesterday.
Yeah, because if you said the racial slur and I react because I'm upset about it, you have no right to be angry at anything. You was the one in the wrong. So when I'm displaying that I'm displeased, you know what I'm saying, and he goes on Cam Capone and he say X, Y, and Z. Well, you ain't go do nothing. Somebody got to do something for you. All this, and what I wouldn't have did or said. Why I didn't say nothing to him? I didn't even know. Me or Ed didn't know who you was, brother. So, all right, then he hit him back. Oh, yeah, I'll pull up. Then, but he didn't pull up. And then when I spoke on him not pulling up, reschedule like you said. But guess what? Before that, I go to my request, bro. It's two things on my this fool didn't tag me in the story, but it expired, right? So I'm like, I said, what the hey, what was that? You feel me? This nigga say, don't act like you can't see it. I said, look, bro, I don't follow you. Nigga, this shit is expired. I don't play these DM games. He said, I don't play these podcast games. I said, well, bet. See you on the 10th. Because I know he scheduled with Laura. And he didn't put up, and I didn't mention this whole Instagram thing to nobody because I don't want nobody to rearrange nothing. You know what I mean? Just pull your ass up and we can holler like gentlemen. But he didn't. No show P-Face.
No show, no call.
All right, I got a question. So before he came on, he said some racial slurs.
He said it years
when he
ago.
was young.
Oh,
Yeah.
years ago.
When he was like 15 or
say?
something.
Right? But the thing is this though. It was explained to me that he was going back and forth with somebody on law. And they was exchanging racial slurs to each other. So, and then, okay.
I think he was like,
my thing is,
he was like 12 or 13.
and then I said a lot of shit I said before I seen him with the DC Baby Draco dude, and he apologized for it. And like, man, I was young, and I was just talking shit back because somebody was disrespecting me. But I already didn't say what I didn't said about him. You feel me?
After the pod.
Yeah, after probably like, yeah, because I'm like, it's really Adam's fault. Because look, Adam should have told us he had this hanging over his head. That's the only reason why Adam even know the fool.
P-Face should have sat down with no jumper, man. He went over there for that softball-ass interview. That boy to the right was fishing for a clip one time. He had a guest on a few months ago. He said we got into a riot with the the blacks. He didn't edit it out or nothing. And he kept a straight face and all. I said they plant this shit like a quinceañera. Fake-ass Duno thought he was cool. You could have edited that out for show, but he chose not to by design. This Southern California, I ain't gonna act like it's not racial tension around here. But it evolved from 10 years ago, for real. You see a lot more OGZ wannabes and player ways type Mexicans popping out now. Who don't love our culture though? Adam was foul. He said every young Mexican should just get that hard R out the way. That shit was funny. And said, I'ma boil you up in here, Adam. 22 heart star racing fast. P-Face better keep it clean, man, or start rapping like Sad Boy Loco. Get off our beats. We don't want to hear that, and you got a racist bone in your body now. I understand being a traditional Mexican or Hispanic, staying true and having brown pride, but you a guest in our culture at the end of the day because we allow it. Lefty Gunplay said he don't want his daughter dating a black dude. This ain't the first time we heard that from either side of the fence. Let's be real. Some listened and some didn't know. It is what it is. It's a conversation to be had for sure. What y'all think though? Political street views? No, fake news.